Kyle was trying to do a die on me. Not allowed. Not allowed, I say. Water, and I got other drink as well. There we go. Water. Hydrate, you bastards. Hydrate. Hello, everybody. Oh, hello. Welcome, welcome. We're just starting. Well, just starting stream, I should say. We haven't gotten to the main event of stream just yet. I'm just kind of waiting for people to filter in here, getting some audio stuff, because I'll have my own music going that you guys should be able to hear, assuming Twitch doesn't smack me on the PP for trying to do such things. How dare I? No. Hey, Golden. Hello, hello. Welcome, welcome.
Oh, titties!
Welcome. Welcome.
Not.
Button. Interesting. That was Jesus. Hello. Welcome. Hello, Megan. Hello, hello. Gotta tone down those alerts. They're a little loud. Just a wee bit. A loud. Oh, these tiny little French dudes with paintbrushes. Ah. It kind of looks like it. I'm pretty sure that's what that is. Birthday teacher. Yes, we are doing art stream. We're going to finish the character art that I had started. Let's see, actually. When was the last time I did these? Dash time. I have to reach over because my keyboard's off to the side. So if I want to attempt to do the typing, I maybe like look over here instead of like here in the middle. It's off like over here. Apologize. Last time. Booked. It was in December. December 19th. So yeah, it's been over a month since we last worked on this one. Before that, it was December 4th or 5th? 5th. I only know that because I'm working on the VOD for that. Just for reference, that's how backlogged I am on VODs. I am still working on stuff from December 4th and 5th are the ones I'm currently working on. So, just for reference. For those of you that ask why it takes so long for things to go to the VOD channel over on YouTube, that's your answer. Because I have to go in and break them all down, edit them down, get rid of like P breaks, stuff like that, and then put on intro, outro, which takes longer than you think, especially since they're each about an hour to an hour and a half long, sometimes closer to 2 hours, depending on the total length of whatever it is we're playing or doing. It can take quite a while for that to render out. So, for those of you complaining that it takes a while for things to come out, there's your answer. Now, shush. Don't complain. Okay, for this evening stream, I don't know how long our project is going to take this evening, so that is yet to be determined in length. If I get done with it in like an hour and a half, which I don't know that I will, although we don't have a whole lot left to do on it, We might do something else, but I'm probably going to be doing somewhere between 3 and 4 hours this evening. So unless we get done like super super early, it'll just be art stream, no gaming, nothing like that. But obviously, if we end up getting done really really quick, if the rendering and stuff on what we have left gets done really fast, then obviously we will switch over to something else. But this evening we have, I know for sure we have to render hair and skin on our little caricature. For those of you that do not remember, we'll pull it up here in a second. I know we have to render hair and skin, and both of those can take a while because those are the two most complex things. That and eyes. I think we have to render eyes, which that won't take like a long time, but it just however much detail I feel like I want to put into it, really. So depending on how much or how long that takes, it can be an adventure, to be certain. Well, just moving around drinks here. I've got water, and then I've got a sody to sip on. Sip on sody first, and then go to water after that. So I'm just moving things around so they're all ready, so to speak. Before we get rolling, for the next couple minutes here, I'm going to get music set up. You guys just let me know. Let's see, I guess, are we going to get an ad first thing off the fucking rip here? Let's find out. Good. Ad? Glorious. Is there ad? You like it. Okay. We put it back to beginning here. I'm going to adjust this. Let me know if you guys can hear this, if it's too loud, if it's too quiet. We'll just see. Too loud, too quiet, yes, no. It looks like it's at a solid level. It's at like a negative 35 to 30, which seems decent. Where I have it set up, I think that's decent. Yeah, obviously, it'll fluctuate with the music on its own, but good level, decent, bad. How we feeling music level? Because obviously, I have it way louder up here than you guys have it there. So, waiting for answers here. Can't hear it? Barely? Okay. We'll bring it up just a smidge. Interesting. So at negative 30, you guys can't hear jack shit. Interesting. Let me actually, hold on. Might be able, like, if I do this and then slide down. This might be really loud. I apologize. Oh no, I think that's at the exact same level as it was. I'm just going to gradually slide this up. There. Right there. They're good. Too loud, too quiet. So I can restart it as well if I need to. Because it does start off quieter, and then at least this one, it slowly builds. So, a little loud, okay. Right there, maybe. Put it kind of in the middle. Let me restart it so it slowly builds. So hopefully we have the quiet part, and then we'll go down. So this is the quiet beginning again. Let me know if you guys can hear this or not. That sort of stuff. I should write down all the decibel readings of where this stuff should be, but I just haven't. So we currently have like a negative 13 decibel reading. So that's good. Well, that was from before we got to the quiet part again. And yes, for anyone wondering, we have the MW3 soundtrack. OG MW3, I should say. That good. How are we feeling about this good level here? Decent? Sounds good to you? Hi. I almost said this was made by Hans Zimmer, but Hans Zimmer didn't actually do MW3. He did MW2. This is Brian Tyler, absolute saint among men. Him and Hans Zimmer, absolute fucking legends. Alright. I'm gonna bring it like exactly to -13 and let it just sit there. Right about there. We'll just let it sit right here at exactly -13, and if it gets too loud, just yell at me. I'm actually going to bring it down just a smidge myself, because it's a little loud in my ears. Again, it's good for you guys, but it was very loud there for a second for me, so... There's this little shadow behind me on my screen. Tiny little shadow, man. Go away. Go away, you fool. Ah, you gobshite. Ah, my jeez. And if ads roll in, obviously it'll fuck some shit up. But we're gonna just roll with this. Actually, I say that there's one thing I do want to listen to really quick, and then it'll just roll back into this. So, 1 second. There's something it's stuck in my fucking head, so I want to listen to it. Also, it's another legend, Mick Gordon. So, even more. Actually, I guess before we get into it, let me pull up good old drawing here, and then we'll kind of go through what we're going to be working on, and then I'll roll into it. There's an ad. Aha. Got your ass. Get out of here, you fucker. Boom. Alright. This is what we are working on. We still have a little bit to do here with our main lady for the evening. I think the big things, most of, like, the actual... Oh. See? Latency. Oh. Do we need to do some warm-up circles? Hold on, we can do some warm-up circles. Is it being a little finicky here? Warm-up circles? Question mark? We gonna be chill? There we go. Now it's all calmed down. Okay, it was very laggy there on the replay for a moment, but it looks like we're good now. Go ahead and get rid of this, get rid of that. Boom. Okay, alright, there we go. Now we're good. Now it was getting a little jittery on us, and we didn't want that. So there we go. Just got some practice circles in, we're good. Okay. Yeah, most of this we're looking pretty good on render-wise. The main things that we need to do is we need to go in here, we need to do her face, her hair, and her eyes for sure. Everything else is pretty good. We might mess with some shading here and there along, like, her clothing and whatnot. But for the most part, we're getting pretty close to being done with this. So, I think the first thing we're going to start with is her, I want to say, let's see. I want to do skin tone first, or I want to do hair first. Hair is going to, for those of you that have seen the first drawing I did on the stream, hair takes a while because I render a lot on hair. I think it adds a lot of detail and things like that. We might start skin rendering first, like texture and skin, because there's not a whole lot of skin showing. It's just up here on her face, so it should be fairly simple. Might start with that, and then do eyes and then hair last. I think we might do that. And there are, if we get done with that really quick, there are a couple of things I want to add to her vest as well. So we might do that. Yeah, so we'll do skin and then eyes and then hair. So we'll do it in that order. And then if we get done with all that really, really quickly, there's a couple of things I want to add to her vest specifically to help, like, flesh it out a little bit. Help to add a little more detail, a little more, some extra little items to her rig, if you will. So, with that said, let me get music going here. Say we're not doing MW3 off the rip. It'll roll into MW3 after this, but there is one song that I had stuck in my head and we're going to listen. Assuming Twitch doesn't murder me for doing so. I don't think it will. It hasn't with any of other Mick Gordon stuff. Mick Gordon, for anyone who doesn't know, is the guy who did the Doom soundtrack, Doom 2016 and Eternal. Which, I mean, we could listen to that at some point. That should be pretty. But we're gonna start off with a decent, get a good rhythmic beat going on here. And then after that, it'll jump back into MW3, the full soundtrack from the OG MW. Now, Twitch, listen, don't get mad at me, okay? Don't mute the first 3 minutes of the drawing section, okay? Don't do that. I did that last time with some Witcher soundtrack stuff. Something in the Witcher soundtrack got muted on stream, which is kind of unfortunate, but that's okay. Alright, here we go. Hopefully this is good level for you guys, and we are going to roll into it. Come here, madame. I need to see your pretty, pretty face. Ah, too close. Too close! Personal space, please. Eh. Let's see what brush. Actually, that's a pretty decent brush there. Okay, cool. We're not using airbrush right now. Let me see. Nah, I don't think we need to airbrush anything, so I think we're good. Okay, cool. Alright, so we're going to work from bottom to top on this, I think. And then we're going to start with shadows first. Like I normally do. I like to do shadow work first and then do the highlights after the fact. That's just me. So. In here, say the work here isn't going to be too terrible because there isn't a lot of needed work on the shading and whatnot of her face because so much of it's covered. It's going to have a shadow on this side here. On if you're looking at it this way, this side for her is going to be highlighted more. This side is going to be shaded more. So it'll be a nice little balance, so to speak. Also, just a forewarning, a lot of this is going to be me with my head down because my tablet is here and not here, so I do apologize. Part of why I didn't want to know if I was going to do art streams with the webcam or not, because obviously with webcam's up here, tablet's down here, so it looks like I'm just staring at my dick the whole time. But it is what it is. We'll make do with it. Just know, I'm not looking at my dick. It's all good. Just letting you guys know. Hey, Wookie, how's it going? Welcome. That's probably a really weird thing to show up on, but I'm not looking at my dick, Wookie. Don't worry. That's not what's happening. It's all platonic here, okay? I am like this character's makeup model right now. Makeup artist, if you will. Nothing weird's going on, okay? Nothing. Don't take this out of context. And you can see already just how much that does. Right? It doesn't seem like a lot when... Oh, hold on. Yeah, hang on. We're going to have to work with that a little bit. Hold on. I did a goof and made them all on one layer, so we're going to have to clear everything. Because I did a goof. 1 second. We try again. I might need a slightly darker tone. What did you just walk into? Nothing! Okay, and now we're back to MW3. I had that song of Mick Gordon stuck in my head, so thank you for bearing with me. Back to your regularly scheduled Modern Warfare soundtrack. I think we might need a slightly darker tone for like the corners and like along this side. This side's probably going to be fine shading-wise. Might just need a little bit more. Spoopity goose! There's that. So again, a lot of this is going to be fairly simple because there isn't a lot of skin showing on our little miss here. I have a little secular highlight over here. Dang. Trying to get the right fucking shape. I think that's a little too light for her skin tone. I think that's what's throwing me off here. Let me bring it down just a little bit. There we go. Yep, I figured it out. Little highlight there. Come on. Little guy there, and a little guy on right on the ridge of the nose. And then we'll go in. Too big. That's what she said. Too big! Well, I don't know if there's such a thing as that, but you know, you get my point. There's that. And then, one color I don't have in here is for the rosiness in the face. So I don't have like a nice rosy color. We're going to take her base skin tone, and we're going to bring it down a little bit more into the red zone, if you will, quote unquote, red zone. And that should be a nice rosy color. We might have to play with this a little bit to get it where we want. Yeah, so there's that. That's our highlight. We don't need a lot of highlight because we don't have like a very bright light source on this one. We got our shadows in, which are melding nicely. They don't, not too much, not too little. And then above that, we're gonna have our rosy, like cheeks and stuff. You know what I'm talking about. Because she's just a shy little gal. Look at her. I mean, if this isn't the epitome of just a shy little nerdy girl, I don't know what is. I don't know what is. I mean, come on. She wouldn't hurt a fly, I promise. Probably. Oh, goddammit. Back up, back up, back up. And then, bring me this. A little bit there. How long do you think until your book is ready to be published? So at the moment, this is a fair question, because this is a character from said book. At the moment, I have it. Oh Lord, whoops. Hold on, brain. Okay, and there's all of our skin tones. We'll come back and play with that if we need to. What are you? That's hair. We're not doing hair yet. We'll get to hair later. Okay, that's the whites, the eyes, which we might play with a little bit. Left. Why did I make it two separate? I don't know why I did that. Fair question. I don't know. I don't know why I did that. But yeah, in terms of the book, what are you? Are you any? There is nothing in you. Perfect. You're right above the eyes. Beautiful. Boom, boom, boom. Okay. And we might actually turn her pupils a little darker blue instead of just black. Potentially. To help fade in to the eye a little more. But for right now, that. And Wookie, I'll get back to you in just a moment, good sir. I do apologize. An attempt is being made. Very good, very good. But yes, book-wise, it is, at this point, about halfway done. So I haven't done a lot of additions to it, necessarily. The last few months have mainly been going back and editing, adding things, kind of tampering with chapters that are already written. And then the other thing that I've gone through and done is every chapter at this point has been synopsized. So I know exactly where each chapter is going, what needs to be in each one, like plot beats, things like that. So as of right now, my goal is to have it like fully written out, like the first way, like first draft of it, so to speak, written out by, say, obviously this can change depending on, different things, but as of right now, I would like to have it done by the end of this year, if possible. At least the first draft. That obviously doesn't mean that it'll be ready to be published and all that, because, anyone who's written anything before, the first draft, it gets done, you send it to an editor, they read it, they tell you what needs to be changed, all that stuff. But first draft, I would like to be done by the end of this year, or like early to mid 2026. Yeah, no, not a terribly long time, but as I've sort of getting better at writing, the chapters go by a lot quicker. Again, it's going to depend on like time management and things like that as well. Sometimes, it might end up taking longer than that, just because of me not being hold on, brain, not being as diligent with it as I should be, which that's entirely just a me problem. Sometimes I don't do that as I should, and I yell at myself enough for it. So, but yeah, as of right now, that's the goal. I think the last time I talked about it, I was like, oh, I'll have it done and ready in 2025. That is not going to be the case. I hate to break it to you. It's not going to be published by 2025. The first draft I would like to be done by that point, but I don't think it's going to... I was a little gung-ho, if you will, about the end date, or the finishing date for it, if you will. It is a chapter book, not a graphic novel. Correct, yes. Not a graphic novel. If I was doing a graphic novel, it would be a lot longer, because I take forever to do anything when it comes to drawing, because I spend a lot of time on detail work. If I was doing a graphic novel, it would take me forever. But yeah, it is a written, like, chapter book. As of right now, it currently has 23 planned chapters, including the epilogue and prologue. So 21 total, and epilogue prologues for 22, 23. What do you think the length of the book will be? I mean, right now it's halfway done, quote unquote, halfway, and it is currently 150 pages long. So granted, I still need to go back and add in a bunch of stuff to each chapter, so that'll lengthen it. So it's probably going to be somewhere in the 300 to 400 page range, somewhere like that ish. Again, if format gets messed with, or if it needs to have like formatting changes or font type changes, things like that, that'll lengthen or shorten it. But the way I currently have it set up in my doc, if you will, it's 140, 150 pages, and I'm just a little under or a little over half, depending on if you include prologue, all that. The prologue and epilogue are both pretty short, so if you don't include those two in the count, then it can change things a little bit. Let's see. We need to add a secular, or a highlight to her eye at some point, but let's work some on the shadows, just a smidge. This one, and then we'll jump to the other one as well. So not a very long read, good middle of the road. Yeah. Give or take. Say I wanna try to keep it under 5, like at most 500 to 600 pages is where I want it. I wouldn't want it any longer than that. 500 would be pushing it. So somewhere between 300 and 400 is kind of the aim, kind of the goal. So we're gonna size this down to get some more focused shadow work in here, just in the corners. And we're gonna size it back up, smooth those out. Uh-oh. What did I do? Did I goof? Uh-oh. I goofed. Shit. Hold on. You gotta redo all that. God damn it. There we go. Yeah, I did a goof. God damn it. Some bitch. Not on the right layer. My bad. Hold on. Technically, that shadow there around the pupil should only be on this side, not this side. That was a goof on my part there. And yes, I did a goof. Not the first time, it will not be the last, as is evident. Itchy, itchy. Okay. Now, increase, and then we're gonna smooth. Smooth. Be smoothed. There we go. That helps a little bit. Okay, we're actually going to grab the other eye and do the same thing. Come hither, please. I'm on the right layer. Well, darken this corner a little more. Into here. And we're gonna focus in on this side. Smooth that a bit. And up in this section here. I'd say from distance that looks pretty good, but up here we need to... If you were to design the perfect Halo game, what would you do? Weapons, story, characters, situations, etc. Ooh, that's a good one. So this might be an obscure one. I would love to see a game made about Spartan Grey Team. Not Grey Team from the show, Grey Team from the books. I am a big Halo book nerd. I've read a bunch of... I think I've read all of them. Except for maybe, like, the newest ones that delve into, like, Halo 5 shit. I don't much care for Halo 5, if that's not evident. But... Grey Team, or... I can't remember if it... I'm pretty sure it's a Grey Team. With Adriana and... Kent and... Oh, God. What's the other one's name? Oh, no. Oh, God. I can't remember his name. It's avoiding me. But it's Spartan Grey Team from the book The Cole Protocol. I would love to see a game made about them. Because for anyone that doesn't know, so Master Chief is part of Spartan Blue Team with Linda, Kelly, and Fred, and they are like the premier, like the face of the Spartans, Spartan 2s in particular. Like that's what they are. Gray Team is more like your CIA spook team. Like they do whatever Oni wants done off the books, so to speak. Whereas Blue Team and like Red Team and some of the other Spartan teams are more up front in the public eye. Spartan Gray Team is not. Sorry about that. Ugh. My body's trying to kill me. It hears me going on a autism-fueled rant, and it can't have it. But yeah, I would love to see a Spartan Gray Team game where instead of fighting the Covenant, because for the most part they don't, Spartan Gray Team does it, at least in the books, they don't deal with the Covenant as much, because the Cole Protocol focuses in more on the early like human war with the insurgents and stuff like that, rather than the Human and Covenant war that comes later. It does obviously go into the Human Covenant war, the beginnings of it. But I would love to see a like stealth-based Halo game with Operation Gray Team or Spartan Team, Spartan Gray Team. That would be very, very neat in my personal opinion. I would be down for that. Because I think that's something that the games don't get right, and I understand why they don't. They don't dive into the stealth aspect of being a Spartan, because the Spartans are, for their size and their stature, they are rather stealthy. They can be. They are very much, if they see you first and you don't see them, you're dead, type thing. So I think just more stealth-based Halo games would be really cool. I know why they don't, and it's the same reason why, like, Master Chief in the games is way weaker, arguably, like, objectively, way weaker than he is in the books. In the books, Homeboy goes absolutely ham. If you haven't read the Halo books and you're a Halo nerd, I highly suggest you do. Fuck. Master Chief is a fucking Chad and a half in the books compared to the games. Not that he isn't in the games, but he makes the version of himself in the games look like fucking nothing in the books. Hold on, I got distracted talking about Halo. God damn it. Okay, time for highlight. I'm gonna do this. Actually, we're gonna do, just to make it easier. This is kind of cheating to do it this way, but I'm going to. Shush. Little highlight there, and then we're going to turn it, because highlight would not make sense not being turned a little bit. Copy this over. About here. Turn it to match up with the angle. So that actually might be a little too big for here. Dang. The wrong thing. There we go. Don't do it. Don't do it, bitch. Don't do it, bitch. Okay. Now, click on here. You go there, and we gotta make you real small. Because you know, your eyes aren't flat. So if there's a highlight on this side and it's bigger, like we have here, there should be one on the opposite side of the same eye that's smaller because of how light refracts in your eye, because it's not flat, it's round. And it's also partially translucent or transparent. I think translucent is the correct term. I don't fucking know. I'm not a biologist. Leave me alone. I'm not a science person. I'm just an artist with autism. Gib. I said Gib. I'm fighting my layers. You can't see it because it's behind my head, but I'm fighting with my layers to get it to work correctly. Come on. Do it, bitch. Do it! It's being angry. It's being an asshole. All good, Wookie. You have a good one. Dodge meme, but Halo. Master Chief in books equals buff dodge. Master Chief in games, sad dodge. on. It is being very cranky with me right now. I'm literally holding this here trying to duplicate it, and it's not having it. As you can see, it's trying really hard. It's thinking real hard. Don't crash. Please don't. I would be so sad. We're 40 minutes in. Don't crash. Don't have a fucking hissy fit now, please. For the love of Christ. You click off of it and then... Oh, it's very angry. Hello. He's gotta wait for it to stop having a hissy fit any day now. How you guys doing? What in the fuck? I'm not... What is happening? I'm just gonna put that down. I don't know what it's doing. I'm not moving my mouse right now. It's doing that on its own. To be clear, I have no fucking clue what this thing's doing.
Got him!
My mouse, like my cursor on my what is it doing? It's haunted. It's moving on its own right now. Here's my pin. It's moving on its own. You guys, I don't think you guys can see it right now on screen, but it's moving on its own. Everything's getting really angry. What's it doing? Hello? Ring a ring. Knock knock, asshole. Anybody home, or are we just... What are we doing? Oh, and yeah, stream's getting really choppy now, too. Oh, thank you. Joy of joys. Hold on. Stop the fucking music for a goddamn second. While this thing figures out if it wants to exist or not. We attempt again. Hopefully things don't try to murder us again, because that wasn't very chill. I think we're back. I think we're good. I don't believe we're being murdered anymore. It's dope. Hello. Welcome back. It's fixed itself, and thankfully it's saved. Save often, save always. Hello. We'll wait for people to come back in again. God damn it. Oh, my lord. Literally got 40 to 50-ish minutes in, and it tried to murder itself. Joy. Fantastic. Ooh. Hello, everybody. We are back. Everything appears to be working. Everything seems fine. But we shall continue where we were before everything murdered itself, unalived itself, ceased existence.
Oh, titties!
Hello. Welcome back. Okay. Let's see if we can finish this without issues. I just have to remember that apparently trying to duplicate things is a bad idea, according to this. So we won't be doing that anymore. Alright. So, we have our highlights. That's a little loud in my ears. Let me know if that's loud for you guys. It shouldn't be any different than when we stopped. It should be the exact same. It's just a little loud for me, because I think I messed with my dial on accident. Okay. So, we have our highlights in her eyes now, so that is good. I don't know why me trying to duplicate the one here in the top left corner made it just absolutely lose its fucking mind, but apparently that wasn't a good idea, so I will potentially learn from the lesson and hopefully not do it again out of instinct. If I do, well then fuck me. But the one thing that we are yet to do, that we need to, is we need to go in here, pop this back, pick you, and go. Gotta darken this section up a little bit. And then smooth it in. There. Like so. Because this side's going to be naturally darker than that side is, so. Because lighting and such. Now that we have that done, we can actually go in here and we can blur these up a little bit. Make them look a little more natural and less harsh. Oops. Wrong thing. Just a little bit of blur, not a whole lot, just enough to kind of bring that down a little bit, such that it's not such harsh lighting and it helps to blend with everything else in there. Because obviously, if we leave it as harsh line, we don't have a lot of harsh line in the shading work on its own. And with this, with like shading and highlights and stuff, especially on the eye, it's just going to be, it's going to bounce around a lot. It's not going to be a harsh, just white dot in the middle of your eye, or on the side of your eye in this case. So, with that, we can now go to the hair, which that is our base color. We're going to start again with shadows, and go from there. Again, there's not a lot of hair to work with here because most of her hair is underneath her helmet. But the strands that we do have, this side's going to be a little lighter. This here in the middle is going to be kind of dark. And then here on the sides, obviously, it's going to be quite dark on this side as well, with minimal highlights here. Most highlights are going to be here or in the middle. So we will start with the far right side for us, left side for her, and go from there. Starting with this one almost entirely is going to end up being a darker shade, which that's what it's going to look like just for reference. That. And we'll go in and add in like the real like harsh line stuff, because some of it will be harsh line. We'll go in and add that after we get everything shaded in and rendered. So the hair is going to be a lot of experimentation, just kind of seeing what works, what doesn't. So there is going to be a rather dark. A little bit on that one. The same here. There. Natural push. Rotate. There we go. And we are trying to work this in almost like clumps, if you will. Because hair doesn't just form as like individual. I mean, it does form as individual follicles, but when you're looking at it, that's not really how it works. So... I'm just trying to get the exact right flow of what I want. So, I do apologize. If this seems kind of just tedious, kind of is. To be truthful, kind of is. This side actually we might, it's a little too light over here. We almost need it to be a little more harsh on the shading, so I'm gonna redo these ones. Say this side looks infinitely better than this side. This side almost looks like fucking macaroni noodles, so don't really want that. We want it to look more like hair, you know, kind of the goal, just a wee bit. If we were doing pasta, then yeah, you know, it'd be perfect, but that's not what we're doing here. So this one here, we're gonna just make completely dark, and then we'll go in and throw detail in on top of it instead. It's gonna work out better that way. Same here. And this one makes more sense to mostly be dark rather than light. We're going to leave that there. Okay, so there is some of the base shading. Looking too bad. Looking too bad. Looks a little rough right now, but as we get more of the colors in here, different shades of hair, it will definitely help. Go ahead and get some of the lighter ones, which are mainly going to be on this side. There really won't be much on that side. Okay, which this is almost just white to a certain degree. It's helping out a lot there. We'll put a little bit over here, just on this spot. There. One there. One there. That, and then the last one, which is this little guy here, is like the really, really dark section. We'll go here, but it does need to go on top of our normal shade. Which is almost like, it's almost like a red, almost orangish color. Which really, I mean, some people with blonde hair have that to a certain degree. It's not like the most common color to have appear, but again, this is not it's more of a dirty blonde is what we're going for, not like a very pure blonde or platinum blonde, where it's going to be more lighter, yellow color. It's going to be this particular character has more dirty blonde hair, which is going to have a little bit of brown or orange color, which is what we're trying to go for here. It actually might be a little too light. Let me grab the base color here, and then we'll work off of it. Let's see if this works a little better. Yeah, a little bit. Let's push that into this range a touch. Little bit in here. Okay, most of this like darker color is going to show up in the shading. Just because it wouldn't make sense for this darker color to show up in the highlights of her hair. Because if it's highlighted, it would show up more as like a shadow rather than this darker brown. It's going to show up more in the shadows than anything. Put a little bit in here. Not much, just a little bit. Yeah, this is like a tertiary color in the hair color anyway, so it doesn't need to be like super prominent, just enough to give a little bit more dynamic color range. Otherwise, the hair just turns into like a solid color, and you don't really want that. That actually is not looking too bad there. Yeah, not looking too bad. And you can see if I take that away, it does make her hair a lot more just monotone. Or mono, like chromatic. You add in that little bit of darker brown, like to orange color, it does help lighten it up a little bit. Just bring in a little more color, a little more something. Then same with the lighter color. If I take that away, it darkens up really quick and loses a little bit of depth. So that helps quite a bit. I think we're going to throw in a little more highlight here as well, because this one does look just very dark on its own, just kind of bland. So let me get... We're not going to throw in the highlight color, but we will throw in just the base color on that one. Actually, technically, we don't even have to do anything. We don't have to throw in any color. We can technically do this. Do this, bam, bam. Then do that. Because that base color is still underneath, so you can just erase out a section, and you're good. That is looking pretty good there, friendos. That didn't take a whole lot. I kind of want to mess with her skin just a little bit. Skin tones. I kind of want to throw in just a slightly darker shade. Slightly darker into the corners, because otherwise, right now it looks a little flat. If I throw in just a little bit of a darker shade up here and into the brow, that might help just a little bit in getting her skin tone to look a little more natural in the flow. Like this, we gotta blur it in so it fades in nicely. Yeah, I'm messing with the blush on her face, like that little like rosy bit, just to see if I can get it to sit a little bit better. I think that does help a bit. There we go. Okay. Just scrolling through. What else do we need to touch up on? I think we're pretty good at the moment. The hair is pretty good. Eyes are looking good. The skin's good. What else do we need to work on? I think that does it on terms of that stuff. I think. Oh, we didn't do shading on this, I guess. Just quickly go in and be lazy here for a moment. Excuse me. That. There we go. Nothing crazy. Just add a little bit of shadow to that and we're good there. Granted, no one will ever probably notice that, but it's just a nice little touch. Nice little ad. Nobody will probably notice, but that's okay. I noticed, therefore it's important. Okay, I think the one thing I do want to add to this one, there's a couple of things I want to add to her rig. I kind of want to add here on the side, either probably her left side, would be a little TQ, a tourniquet, and then underneath I kind of want to put a map pack, so a little like zipped up little section underneath, or just some little pouch underneath, because in the book she has something kind of like that, and I just forgot to add it in, and the TQ would just be a nice little addition, help build it a little bit. We still need to do shading on that, I just noticed, and a little bit on her gloves as well. Her gloves have no highlight, so we might mess with that too. Everything else, though, is looking pretty decent. Everything's looking pretty good. There's some little things I might go and tweak with off-stream that are just, like, very, very small things that you guys probably don't want to sit and just watch me, like, fiddle with forever. Because, you know, for anyone else who's an artist out there, you know no project is ever truly done. So there's little things that I'll go in and play with just on my own. But I think, you say we spent a while on this, her lower half, getting that nailed down, because if you remember the very first stream I had, her legs were very wide, and that was not on purpose. I accidentally resized her lower section without meaning to. So that was not what I wanted. Also, I haven't shaded her pistole at all, have I? Oh, I have not. Okay, let's go ahead and shade this really quick. It won't take very long. So, this guy. It's just all on one, so that's cool. Go in and shade this. Adding a little bit of shading to this here. Be a little bit there, down towards the bottom. See that little section down there that is going outside where it's supposed to. Hold on. Hello, friend. How about no? Go away. Okay, and then we need to add highlight. Highlights are going to be mainly on the metal, like the bare metal, the silver. The darker section up on the top of the slide won't get a lot of highlight to it because it's not going to be super shiny. It might have just a touch here, and a little bit on the back here. But otherwise, it's not going to get a whole lot going on here. Okay, this is going to be the most direct light here is on the bottom half. That would be like if you're holding like the guns coming out here, the mags here. I guess I could just hold on a second. I could just show you what part it is that would have that. So if we have here, just showing clear, thing in it. So just for reference, if that is the bottom of the pistol, there wouldn't be, or there would be a mag in it technically. But because it has a flared mag well, which this one kind of does, you're looking at it from this angle. This is the little flange there at the back there. I don't know how easy it is for you guys to see that, but there is that little flange back here. And in this one in particular, it is a metal rather than a polymer. So it's going to have a little bit of shine on just that top section where the light is hitting it the most. Everywhere else is going to be very shadowed and not as reflective. So there's your eye candy for stream, by the way. Ta-da! You're welcome. I was trying to explain how that would work. I'm like, I'll just go get one. It would make plenty of sense, just to show it. So, whatever. Twitch, fight me, I guess, if that's a problem. How dare you? There you go. Oh, I need to go the bottom section. Shit. I was like, oh, cool, we're done.
Got him!
Nope, no, we're not. Give. So again, same thing. It's going to be... This one's not going to have a whole lot of highlight on it anyway. This one like that. And then a tiny, tiny little highlight just on the corner, probably. There's not going to be a lot of highlight down here. Just like that. And done. Pistol is rendered. Say, it's not something that you're really looking for, so it's not too big a deal, but at least now it's rendered and we can say that that section is done. Yes, yeah, I'm going to add a little TQ here and a map pack. We'll do the map pack first because that won't be super difficult. The tourniquet might take a little bit of time, but to do so, we're going to have to go all the way up here to our line work. To do this, I actually got to get a hard brush, which is wild. Not used that yet. Go in here. Gotta size this way down to like, let's see, what lines are these? I think they're 15s. No, they are not. 10? 10s. So it's a 10-point little section. And right under here, we're going to throw in, and we're going to cheat a little bit. I know, we're cheating. Whoa. We're going to cheat just a little bit, and I'll show you guys how. Assuming that the software I'm using doesn't get really fucking angry at me again. Do that. I'm going to bring this down, extend it out to about the middle. Right about there. And this, you tuck up underneath there. And then we are going to do a this, and we're going to flip it. Transform, and we're going to flip horizontal, And huzzah! We have both sides of our flat pack. All we have to do now is line them up and make sure they're even, and we're good to go. Right about there-ish. Okay, measuring between here and here. Right about there. Should be good. And then we just extend these until they meet in the middle. And what we can do here, we can bring these down just to make it a little bit bigger, which it technically would be. We're going to scoot these over, rotate it just a bit. And then we are going to take these two bad boys. You guys can't see it because it's behind my head at the moment, but then we're going to merge these two layers into one. Now it's one layer. So if I select off of it and I can see, I can just click it in one go now. Go back in here. We'll get rid of this little excess bit here. I need to go back to a hard brush for my eraser. There we go. Boom. Boom. Done. I see you, you little shit. You thought I wouldn't notice, but I did. Anyway, we'll get to you soon enough. Before I actually take those off, let me make sure these are actually aligned properly. Because that way, if I don't need to take off so much excess, I won't. Okay. That looks pretty good to me. Go in here, and now we can get rid of these. And then on top of that, we have to go in and add in a couple more lines. That's good. We just have to get it in center. And bring it down a little bit. Say more or less for anyone that doesn't know what a map pack is, or like a little, like the little pouch that I'm putting underneath her carrier right now. More or less, it's a glorified fanny pack, which, you know, sounds a little weird, but you would put like mission intel and stuff into this. In this particular case, hold on. Ah, shit. Come here. There we go. Now we can actually center it up because it wasn't even on both sides, so there we go. Much better. This will end up being our little zip section, and then gotta go in here. A little bit extra line. Actually, what I think we're going to do instead here, of what I was trying to do, is we're going to do this on each side. And then we're going to get rid of the old point here. Excuse me, madam. Round that out. Round you out. Dun, dun, dun. Get this dialed in. Bam. Bam. Very cool. Alright. And then we can merge this guy down. So these are, again, part of the same unit. Copy and rotate parts to make the match. Yeah. So there's why try to make something symmetrical and be like absolutely perfect when the system will do it for you if you just know how to do it, you know? There's no need to make it more difficult than it needs to be. So, thank you. And then we go here. This is our main section. Be the same green as the rest of it. So now we're just back to kind of filling in a section. I see that little nubbin. I see that. I see you. Okay, now that we have that all filled in a little better, we can just go to town here. I say as I go outside my own line work like a fool. And these little like stitch lines, we'll put the stitch lines in here as well. Help it blend a little bit to give it the idea that it is an actual like pocket that needs to open kind of type of thing. So. That little nub. Speaking of nubbins. See you. And I see you. Now we'll make it smaller. Small. See you. Get out of here. Okay, there we go. Much better. Okay. Now, we just have to grab this. This one. And do a little bit of shading work down here. Oh shit. I don't have my soft brush. Fill this little section in. Oh, huzzah. This side is going to be much darker again. And the other side, let's move this out a little bit. Ah, shit. Didn't mean to do that. There we go. There's not going to be a whole lot of highlight on this lower section because it's underneath of something, so there's not going to be a lot for it to highlight off of. That. And add in some stitch work. Hard brush. Nice. What did I use for that? I think it was a 10. It is. I just gotta get my motor control, so to speak. Gotta get that right. I don't know if it was. I feel like it wasn't a 10. No, it wasn't. There we go. There's that. And on top of this, we will put a little zipper filler. And do the same thing here. Oh, oops. And edit, transform, and we're going to do the same thing we did last time and just flip him around rather than trying to make an all new one because that would be silly. It right there, and back it off just a smidge. Then we will take this, get rid of this section, rid of you, and huzzah, we have zipper. Little fellow. Down. Boom. Huzzah! Little Zipper Man. He is ready. And now we can do color. Hey, bitch. Come on me. Put this on top of this layer. We will take this color, sorry, and throw that as the color for the zipper, just to add a little bit of similarity to the rest of what's going on in here. Trying to use the same colors as what we already have in here, such that we don't have one color that just randomly sticks out more than the others, unless we really want it to stand out for some reason. Like the blue of this character's eyes that matches the blue on the little band that holds the mic cover on. Unless you want the color to stand out, make sure it blends with the rest of the piece, because if it doesn't and it stands out, that's all people are going to look at. Okay, and this one, just because there's really no need to do it otherwise, add just a little highlight here. Little highlight there. That's a little too aggressive, I think. Little highlight and then shadow everywhere else. Now we have little zipper to go with our little map pack. And huzzah! Oh, last thing that we need to do, which I've already done, is... And we got done with this way quicker than I was expecting to, unfortunately. I thought we had a lot left here. See, I could go in and just finagle this stuff forever, but the last thing that we need to do is throw on a background, which I already did because I was playing around with shit. So, here is our background. I apologize, I robbed you. But we already have backgrounds, so we have that. The one thing we can do, which I've done with other pieces as well, is take these two layers, copy them, because it is 2 layers. Unlock these. We can take this and do something like this. Let's see. I think we want to do it in... that, and then bring this down, because that helps to blend all the colors together with the background a little more. So if I take this all off, merge these two, and then do a soft light on top. The one thing that we could then go and do, because we don't want this to impose on the background, because you can see it makes the background look very, very dark now. Whereas here the background isn't as aggressive. The one thing we can go in and do is we can go in. And the fuck? Why won't you let me? But why though? What do you mean? There we go. Okay. See, you can see it makes a little bit of a difference. There, we go in and just get rid of all this. Just a little bit of a difference. But I actually don't think I necessarily mind that too much. But that does help to kind of fade in that color just a little bit more, which is not too bad. It do work. The other thing we could do instead is we could take this and instead make it a solid color of some kind. Like, let's say we wanted, pull this, we want to take this bright orange that's down here, take that, and then fill this with that color instead. And that does help to blend a little bit. Just a wee bit.
Panera's new Asiago bagel stacks are just $7.99 each, packed with bold flavors.
It's only at like a 32% opacity, but it does help to blend in the character with the background you have, which isn't a bad thing. It does kind of work. Also, we aren't sponsored by you. Shut. I just realized that. There's an ad playing. Now yourself. Go away. But yeah, I mean, there's little things I could go in and mess with, and really just kind of hammer away at, but there is not a whole lot of need to do that right now. I am going to bring this back to what we had before. With these two. Okay, for anyone wondering, that's what that looks like. And then hard light on top of it. Soft light on the bottom. What it looks there. It's what it looks like there. Ideally, you would only use one in an ideal world anyway. Yep. Okay, that does help. The one thing it does kind of take away from is that glow effect that we have up on her nods. It does kind of make that section fall into the background a lot. But I know you're fucking angry. Fucking chillax. I do think, though, see, and there's a bunch of other like blending options you can do in here as well that you don't really need to at the moment. You make it very, very dark. They could do this, which is kind of neat. The darker color, which knocks out a bunch of the color that doesn't mesh with what's on top of it. Do that, which is definitely trippy looking. Do that, which turns her blue, which is cool. This one basically, that actually looked kind of neat. Not gonna lie. That almost removes all the color or inverts it to a certain degree, which is kind of neat. See, that one goes hard. That one's actually kind of neat. This one turns her blue and green. That one basically just turns it whatever color. So because there's a lot of black and gray and white in the layer on top of it, it just turns it that color. And then that one just turns it into that. So I think that this one though, that one's kind of neat looking. That one does go hard. But yeah. Shit. Back to just to show the difference between soft and hard light. This one's a lot less drastic, as would be implied. The one thing we still need to do, which I did on the last one, is, of course, put the old John Hancock on here. Which normally I go with a nice light blue. This. Boom. We can do a better one. Boom. Just like we did with the last one. That way peepuses don't be coming in and trying to yoinkalize my shit. Not that they will, but you know. Doubtful. Let's see if we can get a slightly better. There we go. That's a little better. Boom. Boom. And done. I say this was definitely a shorter stream than I was anticipating, but it's all good. Okay, we went for about an hour and 46, give or take. Something like that. Let's see. When did I go live initially? It was like at 5:50, and it's now 7:47. So not too long. I didn't expect. I thought we had a little bit more to do with this particular piece, but apparently we did not, which is fine. It's all good. Yeah, I do have other stuff that I'll mess with and do tweaking things here and there. That is pretty much it in terms of what we had left to do here. We got our little map pack put in. We got the skin tone, hair, and eyes done, which did not take as long as I was expecting it to. But again, we didn't have a whole lot to mess with on that anyway. So yeah, not too bad. Hopefully this was enjoyable for you, Peebuses. Here for all 3 or 4 streams. I think this is number 4. I believe this is number 4 on the list. But yeah, you guys enjoyed. I am going to probably mess with this a little bit more. I actually might go do some writing personally, off stream. But say I'll be back tomorrow with some dates. That's part of why I'm not going any longer. I could sit here and just finagle with stuff a lot longer, but I know tomorrow is day C, which that's probably going to be a long stream, and then Ground Branch is also probably going to be a long stream on Friday. So knowing that, I'm going to keep this one a little shorter, just because I know that those, especially tomorrow's DayZ, the last DayZ stream we did was almost 8 hours long. So I have no idea if that's going to be the case tomorrow. If it is, I don't want to be up super late this evening and rolling into tomorrow. That wouldn't be ideal. Although, now that I think about it, we could do a run or two on Helldivers. I don't have a problem. You have a problem. Shut up. We could do some Helldivers or some Battlefield. I don't know. I don't want to shoot things. Is that wrong of me? Maybe. I do kind of want to shoot things. I don't know. Maybe that's just me. But I don't. One thing I will do really quick is I will. I guess I could export this and put it in Discord. If I wanted to see it since I got it done. Yeah, we'll do that actually. You know what? That's what we'll do. I will export this and put it in Discord, and I'll let you guys kind of figure out what you want me to do next with it, so to speak. So, or if there's anything you guys would like to see me kind of mess with on it. This here. Down here at the end. Actually, technically what I should do before I put it anywhere is I should make it very, very big. I'll leave that there, and then I will make another one. Another little... And the reason being is a lot of artists, myself included, do this if we ever post art anywhere, such that people can't then take it and do stuff. Sidearm, and you cannot possibly say no. Wrong. I can, in fact, say no. Also, hello, Reap. How's it going? Would you potentially like to do some hell diving if I switch to that? Because this took a lot less time than I thought it would. Good sir. Would I be convinced to add you to the list of people that have... enabled my addiction. DM's watching. How dare you? Dare you tell me things? Poor Dixie. Suppose it has been shitty and not cool. That's fine. I don't know how long I would probably just do like a quick campaign. I kind of want to do a little bit of sample farming and or super cred farming. I'm not gonna lie. Now I have an excuse to do it because the stream did not last super long. So that. I'm gonna go to the bathroom and then we'll switch over. I will leave you guys with a with the view, so to speak. And I am going to go to bathroom real quick, and I will be right back. Looks like me and the Reap are going to do some of that. Also got to bring that vid up on stream and says you. Okay, I'll do that after I get back. I'll do that after I get back while I load everything. It's fine. That worked for me. I'll be right back.